everybody survive this bomb cyclone situation? The East Coast of the United States got pummeled with a blizzard, basically. So I have to go dig my car out after I'm done filming this. So I'm sorry that I'm slightly late in getting this up. It's just sort of the holiday schedule travel thing, and I haven't had time to film my review until now. One quick thing I have to mention before we get into the review is I am obsessed with this nail polish. It's brand new. It's Isla's Serang, I think is how you pronounce it. I had ordered 2 Isla nail polishes, I think over Christmas break, and they were here when I got back. And I immediately put this on my nails and I'm literally so obsessed. And I also say that because I will be having a post-holiday Mercedes shops coming up. So a little foreshadowing for what's coming up on L'Amour et la Musique. But today I'm here to tell you about the January Beauty Heroes box, the first box of 2018 featuring the brand MAYA CHIA. The hero product is the eye rollerball serum called the Eye Achiever. And the sidekick is the Super Blend, which is a pressed serum moisture concentrate. And we're gonna get into all of it with many tea breaks because Arctic freeze. Okay, so I did my research yesterday. I actually wanted to film this yesterday, it just did not happen. I did a little digging and some research so that I could be well versed to tell you about the background of this product and then as well as my own experience with it. So I got this about a week before Christmas and I ended up bringing it with me to Texas and to Chicago and Wisconsin, which is where I was for all of my holiday traveling. If you follow me on Instagram stories, you would know. And if you don't follow me on Instagram stories, I repost them on Patreon every week or 2 as it has been of late. Huge thank you to all my patrons, as always. So I've been using this, I guess, about 3 weeks, and same with the serum concentrate. Now, this is the second box that Beauty Heroes has done with MAYA CHIA. If you remember last year, they featured the hero product, the Super Couple, as well as another balm. I'm sort of blanking on the name of it, but it was sort of in the exact same packaging, but it was a different formulation. If you would like to hear about that, I did cover that box in my 2016-2017 Beauty Heroes Retrospective. And if any of you remember, I'm sure that you do. If you have been watching me since that amount of time, I did not get on with that box really at all. I ended up giving that oil away to a friend. The short point, I guess, is that the smell kind of really bothered me. I do not care for overpowering chamomile in skincare. I've learned that that's kind of, it just doesn't jive with me. It tends to smell very powdery to my nose. Yeah, something about the formulation just was not really my favorite. I'm very particular with face oils at this time, just because I've tried so many over the years, and that one was just not a hit for me. And the accompanying balm in that box wasn't either. It also had a very strong chamomile scent. So that was one of like the big unfortunate misses for me from Beauty Heroes last year. Now, I am happy to say that this box is not a miss at all, the way that that was. I have been a little wary of the brand, to be honest, just because of my previous experience, although please take what I say with a huge grain of salt because I know many people that absolutely love the Super Couple and it's really helped their skin and it's an amazing product for them. So the total value of this month's box is $105. If you're new to Beauty Heroes, you sign up for a 3-month or more, but minimum 3-month subscription. I always have a link down below in my description bars for that. So if you're new, it would get you this box and the subsequent 2 boxes. So this product is a pretty new launch for MAYA CHIA, and once it came onto the Beauty Heroes shop, I guess it quickly became their best-selling eye product for Beauty Heroes. Now it's labeled as a multi-correctional serum, and it promises some pretty significant things. Now I have thoughts, of course, when do I not have thoughts? I have thoughts on having an eye-specific product in your skincare routine. I have thoughts on a lot of the claims that they make about that, but I'm gonna bracket that for kind of like my own personal experience. I'm just gonna give you a little background on the product first. It went through 60 iterations, which I think is quite significant. I believe it has 19 ingredients total, and I wanna highlight a couple of them for you. The formulation behind this this is quite intricate from what I can understand. There's actually a great blog post on the Beauty Heroes website. Jeannie actually went to Charleston, South Carolina, which is where MAYA CHIA is based. It was founded by a woman and it's run by a woman named Suzanne. I don't know her last name off the top of my head, but it might be in here. Suzanne Norwitz. The cornerstone of the brand MAYA CHIA is that they have a patent on super critically extracted chia oil. So that's kind of the thread that runs throughout all their products. Apparently that method of chia oil pressing or extraction is superior to cold pressing, which I think is the standard way that chia oil is derived and used in other formulas. And the background behind her interest in chia oil comes from, I believe, having a father who was a doctor that worked in indigenous communities in Central America. So there's sort of a Mayan connection from what I understand. So in addition to the super critically extracted chia oil, which is kind of the base, it also has astaxanthin, which is an antioxidant, also an ingredient that I had previously expressed wariness about for really no logical reason. I don't know why. I think it was just that I did not care for the super couple at all, and I kind of made the astaxanthin a focal point for like why I didn't want to like it. I don't know. I don't have like a very good reason. I think I'm okay with it now. It's in lots of other formulations. It's in Mahalo's products. I know that she uses it quite a bit, so I think we're okay with astaxanthin. It also has wakame brown algae in it, which is the ingredient that La Mer actually formed a lot of their products around. So it's supposed to sort of naturally support your skin's elastin and help with like sort of collagen production and moisture retention. I guess it has been tested in some studies and it's shown to increase the moisture of skin by 70%. So that's kind of the purpose of that ingredient. There's also red raspberry seed oil in here, which provides vitamin A, a natural form of vitamin A. Rooibos provides sort of a firming quality. Sweet lupine seed extract is also a collagen builder, and sea lavender is supposed to promote microcirculation. There's other ingredients in there, but those are kind of like the standouts. It also has black cumin seed oil, which my skin personally loves. That is also in Mahalo's serums, and my skin seems to really like that ingredient. So obviously, as always, all the ingredients are printed here. I can't remember if I finished what I was saying, that in the blog post where Jeannie goes to South Carolina to hang out with Suzanne, yeah, I got sidetracked. There's a blog post talking about Jeannie in South Carolina with Suzanne and going through actually the production process of making these and measuring out all of the ingredients, and it's just a very intricate process. There is also, for any of you Bravo fans, a mention of the Arthur Ravenel Bridge in Charleston, which clearly is named for the Ravenel family, which features prominently in Southern Charm on Bravo. And then to me, the biggest pro, aside from the intentional selection of these ingredients and how it's formulated to address all of these specific concerns, is that it is in a roller ball. I am of the opinion that if you want to make an oil-based eye serum, like an oily eye serum, it really needs to be in this kind of packaging. There's other oil eye serums from brands I've been interested in, like Marie Veronique, Laurel, and they don't do a roller ball. It's a dropper. And to me, that's just such a turnoff for an oil-based eye serum. Whereas by comparison, products like Josh Rosebrook Oculus or La Bella Figura Découverte do roller balls, Kahina Prickly Pear Seed roller ball. And to me, that's a huge part of having an effective eye serum, because you are getting sort of daily stimulation, like manual stimulation around the eyes, that I think is huge. If you think about sort of the principles of gua sha or dry brushing or lymphatic drainage, it's kind of the same thing. If you're rubbing a roller ball around your eyes, it's going to sort of get things moving in a way that I don't think you really can necessarily with your fingers. It's also just very cooling and extremely pleasant to use. So huge rave for the rollerball packaging. And as far as eye serums go, this is a pretty substantial amount. It's 0.3 fluid ounces or 10 milliliters. If you were to use this morning and night, based on my experience with similar products, this is gonna last you anywhere from 9 to 12 months, I'm gonna guess. Tea break. And hair zhuzh break, because this is second day hair. that I was actually gonna put up in a bun, but then I was like, no. Okay, let's talk quickly about the pressed serum concentrate, the super blend. The first thing I noticed when I opened this is obviously how gorgeous the color is. It's this beautiful like marigold color. And then I noticed the smell right away too. It's sort of described as a balm and a serum in one. This has a very long and intricate ingredient list as well. But more than that, apparently this has been MAYA CHIA'S most difficult product to formulate to date, and it's gone through over 160 iterations to sort of get the consistency right and everything. It's in a base of babassu and kokum butters, I think, which give it an extremely kind of like buttery feel. Cushiony, that's the best word that I would use to describe it. In that base of butters, it also is just chocked full of antioxidants and CoQ10. Regarding the scent, I didn't actually even talk about the scent of this. I'll come back to that after I talk about the scent of this. So this is described as having a sense of jasmine, mandarin, patchouli, chamomile, vetiver, neroli, and rose geranium. Now, what I'm gonna say about this is not going to sound extremely flattering, but it's not a bad thing. At least, like, I actually do enjoy the way that this smells. It sort of smells like a cleaning product. It smells a bit like Pledge to me, which I know just does not sound great, but really kind of what it smells like, but I like it. It's actually like that's how it first hits me, but it sort of develops to be more nuanced than that. Like I can definitely smell the vetiver in it, and I can get a whiff of the chamomile, but for me, this is chamomile that's more tolerable and less overt. So Jeannie had described this as being very floral to her. To me, it's very citrus, and I don't know why it reads as citrus to me. I think it's just gonna depend on how your nose registers particular scents, but I do like it. Like it's not, I don't say those things to mean it disparagingly, like I don't like the way it smells. I do like the way it smells, but that's how it's coming across to me. Now, on the Instagram post that I did of this, a bunch of people were commenting on how strongly it smells. There is a bit of a sharpness to it, and I think what most people are smelling is like a fennel type of smell, like an anise or a fennel scent, and it reads that way to me as well. But I don't mind it at all. I think some people are a little wary of having a strongly scented product around their eyes, a fennel-y type of scent, and it is relatively prominent, but it dissipates quite quickly once it's on the skin. Other thoughts beyond the background on the product that I could share with you that I haven't yet. I've tried this AM and PM, and it works for both, but I think that the amount that you use would obviously be different. So in the morning, I find that like one swipe, so I guess it's almost like you could do just one up, or you could do up and back. So I guess that would technically be 2 swipes, is plenty for during the day. It is a relatively light oil in that I find that it absorbs very quickly, and it's perfectly fine to use in the morning if you're just gonna do a swipe or 2. Lighter than Kahina Prickly Pear Seed Rollerball, which I love, but that's a little heavier. In my remembrance, it is also slightly lighter than Oculus. So I would say this sits on the light end of the spectrum of oil serum rollerball products that I have tried, making it very versatile for AM and PM. Now for PM, I load this on, and actually for like dead of winter, and if you're dry around the eyes, I actually do think that you would want to top this with something else, like a balm perhaps. But at night, I end up doing like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how much I do. And I kind of take it up here, and then I just sort of tap in with my fingers and really massage it in. Love loading it up that way, topping it with something if I need to. I'm not particularly dry around my eyes, but that's as far as my usage has gone. Now, the biggest question that people ask with products like this is it going to get rid of my dark circles? Is it going to get rid of my fine lines? Now, products are products. They're not going to like change the signs, the natural signs of your progression through life. I think that's something we just kind of have to live with. Is this going to contribute to an overall nice skincare routine, be pleasant to use, give you some stimulation, and provide some sort of extra antioxidants and good ingredients around a very delicate area of your face? Yes. I am kind of the opinion with dark circles especially that they're, first of all, genetic, because it has to do with how thin the skin under your eyes is. So for example, I don't have like particularly dark circles, but I have quite thin skin, like on my face and even like on my body. My skin is like relatively translucent, and that's just the way that people are or aren't. The skin on your face is thinner in certain parts than others. Like my thinnest part of my skin is actually on my cheeks, which is where a lot of redness comes through. But if you have very dark under eye circles, and if you haven't been able to remediate that through diet and internal stuff and working with, you know, different practitioners, because I do also think that it can get exacerbated obviously by things like lack of sleep, adrenal fatigue, poor nutrition, alcohol, smoking, blah, 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 things we all know. And if you've had them persistently and they run in your family, under eye fillers, like the cosmetic procedure is what I know or have heard of to get rid of dark circles. And if you are interested in that, Stephanie Nicole here on YouTube, I believe, talks about that. She gets under eye filler to deal with her dark circles. So it's like a product like this is not going to erase your dark circles if they are hereditary and genetic and or lifestyle based. So I will get off my soapbox now, but it just drives me kind of bananas when people expect products to completely transform what are innate or natural aging processes of our skin. As far as fine lines, I just think that if you keep your skin hydrated and internally and externally protected from the sun, and you have a solid skincare routine with high quality products with good antioxidants, then you're doing the best you can to maintain the health of your skin and age in a way that is healthy. That is what I will say about that. Now, the thing where I actually think that this delivers the most on is the puffiness claim, because puffiness around the eyes, in my experience, it fluctuates a lot. So for example, I think when a lot of us wake up in the morning, we're puffy around there because you've been horizontal all night and fluids are accumulating. But usually that puffiness after you've been up and moving about for half an hour or an hour will go down. Having a product like this is really nice to kind of help move that along. And again, as I already said, if you are kind of already on board with the idea of getting things moving in your system, because we don't want any kind of stagnation, this is fantastic, and I can't see why you wouldn't want it in your routine, basically. So I love having a rollerball product for around my eyes. I am pretty much a daily dry brusher. I've gotten really into Abhyanga techniques per the couscous box from last month. So I love that all of these products sort of dovetail together and coalesce around these similar themes of creating movement in the body, and which to me is just sort of like the key to keeping yourself healthy and vibrant and fresh. The other main question that I saw on my Instagram post was people are concerned about milia around the eyes, which actually I think is a very legitimate concern. Certain products like shea butters and heavy butters and things like that, or even particular oils, I think can be a little bit too heavy for some people around the eyes if you are prone to milia. Now, I am not necessarily prone to milia, but I haven't had any issues with this clogging or being too much around the eyes. Again, I personally find it to be on the lighter end of the eye product spectrum, consistency and emollients wise. To me, it's very customizable. You can use a small amount for very sort of minimal oily residue hydration, or you can load it on and layer it with other things for more, depending on your own needs. So I haven't had any issues with that, but I also think eye products are, in addition to a face serum, something you really need to try for 3+ months to get kind of a more like before and after sort of causal inference about how the product is working with you, as opposed to other like cleansers and stuff that you kind of know right away. Okay, I am gassing on like excessively in this video, but just a few quick things on the Super Blend. I haven't really enjoyed using this on my face for whatever reason. I'm really happy with this is a little depotted sample of the Kerry Gran Balm, which has been an amazing product. I ended up saving a little for myself and giving the rest to a friend just because I am on massive product overload. And if you aren't on Patreon, I divest quite a bit of product to patrons, totally free of charge, as a lot of the stuff is PR samples that I just can't get through. So, and then the other balm that I use is the Lena Hansen Global Treasures. So these have kind of been, I bring those up to show you just the other products in my routine that fit this category. So I have tried this on my face. I don't really love it for whatever reason. However, how I do really like it is layered with a lotion, in particular the Glossier Priming Moisturizer Rich version, which I have in my office at work. I love doing like a dime-sized amount of this with some of that lotion for a hand moisturizer. And it's so nice. It really does leave like a super cushiony kind of feel. And I mean, you could do the same thing on your face. You could mix this with a water-based product, a water-based lotion, and create more of an emulsion. That's honestly like one of my favorite ways to use oils and sort of thicker, heavier products. On my body especially. On my face, I seem to be okay really with just straight oil, sometimes topping with a balm, but for my face, I truthfully prefer the Kerry Gran Essential Balm from the 13th Beauty Discovery to this for my face. But try it yourself and see how you like it. Yeah, this is a very unique consistency for a balm. It's creamy, cushiony, melts on contact. I mean, it is super, super nice. Just a few quick Beauty Heroes announcements. So notably, they have started working with a new foundation called, I don't know how to pronounce it, GYRES, G-Y-R-E-S, which is an environmental organization. Per what I'm looking at, they're an organization that empowers action against the global health crisis of plastic pollution through science, education, and adventure. So starting in January, a portion of all Beauty Heroes proceeds are going to be going to this organization, which I think is amazing. Beauty Heroes is going to be at 4 indie beauty expos this year, which I think is the most that they've ever done. I'm hoping to go to at least one. New York. There is one in London too, which I was sort of toying with the idea of going to. But we'll see. I'll try and let you guys know if I am going to be at one because I would love to. And there are a few new things in the Beauty Heroes store. They're now carrying Hope Gillerman essential oil blends. This is a brand that has been around since OG Green Beauty days, and I had tried their products like 5 years ago. I had gone through a full thing of the chest remedy, which is super, super nice in the shower. I had gifted my mom the jaw clenching remedy because she was having some TMJ issues, and then I gave my sister the sleep remedy when she was going through like a difficult personal time in life like many years ago, and I remember how much she loved it. So really, really amazing essential oil blend aromatherapy products that I have had great experience with in the past. They're also now carrying Siam Seas, which I have heard so much about as a brand. Siam Seas and xoxo, I feel like everybody talks about, and I just have no reference point for either brand. So I'm super curious about that. They're carrying a bunch of Demamiel products, but I don't think that Demamiel is a new brand per se that they're carrying. And then they're also carrying a brand called Orgade, which are sheet masks. So I have never really gotten on the sheet mask bandwagon, but for my next Beauty Heroes order, I would be tempted to throw these in and try them. The Love More promotion for January is a super good one. This is the best one I've seen in a while based on my own product experience. It's with a $125 purchase, you get a little deluxe sample of the Max and Me Sweet Serenity Mask and Wash, which is a beautiful product. It's quite pricey. The value of just this small one is $35, but I would imagine you would get anywhere from like 8 to 10 uses out of that small one because it's super concentrated and potent and really worth trying. I know it's after the holidays and a lot of us are going on like shopping hiatuses, but if you've been sort of holding out to do some beauty product shopping in January like I did, this could be a good month to do a little Beauty Heroes haul. So I think that that's finally it. I was so verbose today. I was just actually honestly excited to sit down and film because I had filmed my best of beauty like a week and a half before I left. So it's really been like 2+ weeks since I got to sit down and film. And I missed it, and I missed you guys, and I was just so touched with so many of the nice comments that you left on my Best of Beauty video. I'm so excited that L'Amour is coming into its 4th year, I think, which is so crazy. I did a public post on Patreon with some updates on there. If you'd like to go check it out and would consider supporting L'Amour et la Musique in that capacity, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you have questions or impressions or thoughts on this box, please share. I love reading your comments so much. Hope you all are surviving winter, because I think it's bad like pretty much everywhere. Now I think it's time for me to go deal with my buried car, which I really don't want to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon with that Mercedes Shops, and I have a big disappointing products clear out type of video coming up too. So excited. I'll see you guys really soon. Bye.